Hello, hello. Welcome to today's cooking class. It's Jacqueline. Just back here. Let me know when we've got someone in here and we'll get started. Of course, this is always being recorded to Facebook, and then I always pop it up to YouTube. So a lot of people have been asking me, where are my recipes? After I'm done here, I do pop them up there. So if you need to get some recipes and watch, certainly they're there. I also put the recipe printed up on my website. So FYI, let's talk about some killer ideas for you to use to save yourself a ton of money. I am super excited about today's class because what we're going to do is I'm going to be showcasing, oh my gosh, 20% off all our cookware that's featured in our current catalog. And this is one that I absolutely love. This is called the freezer cubes. And as you can see, I use it a lot. Now we have two different sizes. There's the larger size. This is a family size. And this is got 2-cup capacity. Just want to give you a heads up. You don't put the whole thing in the microwave because it actually has a hard metal to support it. Okay, so not microwave. No. Freezer use. And you'll notice how flexible, of course, being silicone. So I actually, if you saw a couple weeks ago, I went shopping and I did grocery shopping for $75. And I was telling you how you could save yourself so much money by buying things out of the flyer. And I had bought 2 chickens, like whole chickens in a bag. They were $16.02. So I actually steamed one up in the multi-purpose steamer and seasoned it with a rotisserie chicken, and then I shredded it, so pulled it off the bones, and I tucked it in here. And this is a perfect opportunity for you to see how easy this is to use. So stay tuned. So what am I making today? Well, I'm going to be making enchiladas. I've invited 3 of my Dragon Boat girls to come over to my house tomorrow, and I told them, you have to come. My husband's not around. I'm making a really nice Mexican dinner and you're going to want to be here. And the weather's supposed to be super, super nice. So let's get started making this. Sorry guys, I have caught a summer cold, so I hope I'm not going to be coughing the whole way through. So getting a microwave dish, approximately 4 cups, what you're going to want to do is grab your enchilada seasoning package. And in here is got cornstarch, some palm sugar, some chili powder, because this is a chili sauce. And enchiladas really means to season, and it always uses corn tortillas. But after that, you can flavor this however you want. Some of the enchilada sauces are chili based, but some of them are more a creamy base. Today, we're doing the chili one. I love this. It's so delish. So our package mix, we're then going to also add some tomato paste. Just scoop that in there. And we're going to stir this up and we're going to throw it in the microwave because with that cornstarch in there, it is going to thicken. Otherwise, we're just going to have a really, really loose sauce. So let's just give this a little stir. You can see how it's not thick at all. It's very runny. So 2 minutes in the microwave, and we'll continue the process while this is working. Hopefully I'm not going to kick you out. Sometimes my microwave interferes with, of course, Facebook, but let's cross our fingers and hope that that's not the issue today. So with enchiladas, of course, you saw that I've got my chicken, but I want to talk to you about in making your money really, really stretch. And one of the ways that you can do it is to use beans. Beans are really, really high in fiber. Now you can buy canned beans, right? You've probably seen them. Black beans, I love, love, love. But you can make them at home, so darn easy. And there's a couple reasons why you want to do this. Number one is because of the cost effectiveness on this. It is really, really easy to make. And if you have your doctor saying you've got to cut back on sodium, the canned beans that you're buying are probably chock full of sodium. So do yourself a huge favor. Now I did a oops. You can make these very, very quickly. However, I didn't, so I'm using canned, shame on me. But I do want to let you know that now that I've got that going, this is my large multi-purpose steamer, and I, as you can see, have my black beans soaking. They're gonna soak overnight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna drain them and I'm going to cook them right in the steamer. And because I've made a number of them, I'm gonna be putting them in my freezer cubes and freezing them in chunks. So I'm not getting stuck again because it's too expensive and I was down to my last can, so it was perfect timing. And then I just throw it in my freezer. It's handy when I want it. Okay, so there's your tip. All right, so this is almost done. While we're waiting for that, let's get our bowl. This is our brand new mixing bowl. Again, this is another item that's on for sale right now, 20% off. This sale only goes till the 13th of the month. So if you see some of the cookware that I'm using and you're thinking you want it, hey Sophie, nice to see you. Grab it while it's on sale. It's a great way to stretch your dollars. It's also a great way to buy gifts. And if you're a really savvy consumer, a great way to do that is to actually host your own cooking class. Okay, remember how that was so runny before? I said the cornstarch. So you can see how it's thickened right up and it's got a lot of heat. So we're just gonna add a couple more things to this really quickly. And if you're wondering about the instructions for this, they're right on the package. So let me read the package for you. Easy, easy meals. Hi, Melissa. Okay, so it says, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna add, and I have it right here, some, coconut oil. So we'll just put a little bit of that in there. And we're also going to put a squeeze of lime. So unfortunately, we don't have the citrus press anymore, but you've got to pull it out. It's my favorite. Squeezing it any other way, in my opinion, is crazy. All right. That's going to give you that nice citrus, salty kind of flavoring. We're just going to stir this up again. So we melt that up. And if you want, you just set it aside for now, and we're going to continue making our base. How easy was that? And I'm sure if you go to the grocery store and you find those packages, go read the ingredients, because Epicure's products are so clean and so delicious and easy. Okay, so let's get this mixing bowl here. We're gonna pop out our chicken. Remember I did all this chicken the other day. So we'll throw that in there. And you can, like I said, this was frozen, but I just did up some chicken thighs. So I've got chicken thighs and I'm now gonna throw that in the freezer. So they do freeze right up, and then you can throw them in a freezer bag. So you've got this to use again. I'm putting in some black beans. And like I said, if I had done them in advance, they would have tasted that much better. We're going to use our ladle. And we're going to spoon, I don't know, one scoop of this inside here, maybe a little bit more, maybe 1.5 scoops. And we're gonna mix it up. Now, you know the instructions on the back of the package probably are different because I never follow them. You can't go wrong with Epicure. That's what I love. If you're struggling with cooking and you think you actually have to follow a recipe, Epicure's gonna make you into a really good cook. When I first started my Epicure business, I actually had a slogan that said, turn your day, every day into gourmet simply by opening a jar. And that's how easy Epicure is. It's like, this will make you a rock star in the kitchen. Your friends will wanna come over for dinner instead of going, can we go out? Nice to see you, Linda. Who else do we have? We have Shelly watching. Okay, so we're just mixing this up. Now, I had mentioned that enchiladas, we always use corn tortillas. So gluten-free recipe we've got going here, high in fiber, high in protein, low in sodium, especially if we use our own beans. So we've got this done. What you're going to do is you're going to now take your corn tortillas. This is so easy already, right? I'm gonna add some cheese in a minute. So these are your corn tortillas. Now here's a little tip. If your corn tortillas are a little dried out, and it can happen, here's my little tip. Get a little piece of paper towel, moisten it. Don't have it soaking. Just put your tortilla that's maybe a little dried out and really hard to bend now because it's just gonna crack. Throw it in your microwave. I actually set it on the liner. I fold it over so it sort of steams it and doesn't just disperse. And this makes it really, really pliable, easy for you to use. I'm showcasing as well our rectangular steamer. I've already done the TV version, so I'm just going to cook another half. I only invited 3 girlfriends. I didn't invite the whole group. So I don't want to have a whole bunch of enchiladas, but remember, if you had made this up in advance, this would be perfect inside the 2-cup one. And then if you're having a really, really chaotic day and then you come home at the end of the day going, what's for dinner? Couldn't you just pop this out and start making your enchiladas like so easy? Of course you could. Should also put in some cheese in here. Should probably grab a little bit more. You're gonna put about, I'm gonna say 3/4 of a cup of cheese. Mix that up as well. And then we're going to be making our tortillas. Now, one of the things that I hate about going to restaurants and getting different roll-ups, I mean, hello, Elizabeth. You know the roll-ups that I'm talking about? And they, at the end, they're just full of gummy flour tortillas, and I hate it. So when I do my tortillas, I always cut the edges. So you can take your scissors. I already started and I thought I better show you what I'm doing because I want to make sure that my meat goes right to the edge, and I can never roll it properly so that this isn't just that gummy extra corn that has no flavor. I want flavor. I also need to make them a little bit smaller because if I'm going to put six enchiladas in this, they need to be sized appropriately. Okay, so there's my little tip for you on how I do my tortillas. So getting your tortilla out, remember, make sure it's pliable. You're going to put some of your seasoning in here and you're going to roll it up, super easy. I should also, while I'm thinking of this, another thing that I like doing is I like putting just a little bit of enchilada sauce on the bottom. And I'll tell you why I like doing that. I find that if you're putting this straight down, it doesn't stick. But I do find that because it cooks so fast and in the microwave, that sometimes it just gets really hard on the bottom. Now, if you like that texture, great. I'm not a big fan. I want to have it moist all the way through. So just continue doing this. And I already know how yummy my girlfriends are gonna love this tomorrow. So why don't I give you some fun food facts while we're doing this? I think I can do both at the same time. So the word, as I mentioned earlier, enchilada means to season with your corn tortillas. But here's some fun food facts. Have you ever heard of the whole enchilada? Have you guys ever used that? Ever said, oh yeah, he's got the whole enchilada, meaning he's got everything, right? He got it all. Well, that saying originated back in the 60s, 1960, but it didn't actually really become famous until the era of Nixon. Yeah, so now we're going to get into some politics. I don't know if any of you have seen our little t-shirt. Politics is difficult. Our mac and cheese isn't. Anyway, but when it comes to politics, so Nixon got himself in a little bit of trouble. It might have been called the Watergate. So aging myself, some of you guys probably weren't even born yet. There was a staffer at the White House who actually was talking to the Attorney General. And he actually mentioned about that the Attorney General Mitchell was the big enchilada, and he was, discussing how Nixon was really into trouble and could they impeach him. I don't know. There's something in the States happening right now. Don't know what's happening, but here we go in politics. So I wonder what kind of funky little words might come out of that. Now, the person who actually said it, he was actually a foodie. So it really made sense for him. Probably most people didn't even know what enchiladas were. So that happened back in the 70s. So, hey, got it all done. All right, so here we go. We've got our 6 enchiladas. Who knew that that could fit in there? But now I have seasoning right from one end to the other. We're going to take our leftover enchilada sauce. We're just going to put it right on top. And you'll notice I'm using my saute spoon. If you've been watching my cooking classes, you know that this is one of my absolute favorite products. I have 6 of them. Yeah, I do. It's like, can you ever have too many? So because I use it all the time, it goes into the dishwasher, and it's like, okay, I need another one. So yeah, you do actually need more, in my opinion. It's just one of those really nice products. We had a little bit of leftover cheese, and you can use any cheese that you had. I had a little bit, honestly, I had a little bit of Parmesan left, just a tiniest little bit. And then I had some grated cheddar, you can see. And then I had some white cheddar. So it's a little bit of a medley. And we are going to grab our lid. And ready for this? This meal, 6 minutes in the microwave. I've got the TV version, but I am going to cook this right now. And away we go. So here's the TV version. I have already cooked this up. This is the enchiladas that I've made. So how are we going to serve this? Doesn't this look yum? Hey, Carolyn. Delicious, right? So a couple things that you can do. Now this is really, it is actually really rich because of the seasoning mix and of course the cheese on top. We've got the chicken, we've got the beans. So you may want to break it up a little bit. I love breaking it up. And as you know, I found so many red onions in my fridge. I'm still trying to find ways to use them up. We're gonna decorate with red onions. Yep, we are. Okay, so here's a fun food fact. Any idea what the largest enchilada was that's made? Like, I think it's probably a Guinness book, but who knows? Maybe they didn't call Guinness, but it is a world record. Any idea how big the enchilada was? Like the big enchilada? That enchilada was actually 17 kilograms. That's like 3,122 pounds. It was actually done in Mexico City on October the 10th, 2010, or October 20th on 2010. So I'm gonna tell you, if you had this enchilada that big, I guarantee all the neighbors are gonna come and eat it. So I do want you to please try this recipe. I would serve it with a nice crisp green salad. That's all you really need. Like I would use romaine. If you wanted, put a little bit of tomatoes in there. If you had some sliced cucumbers, but that would break up the richness of this. You will love this. It is such an easy meal. Remember, our products like this are on sale, 20% off till the 13th. So grab it while it's here. So thank you everyone for watching my cooking class. Come back again. Next week I'm going to be traveling, so it will be a recorded version, but it's very delicious. I've already made it. I just need to put the video together. And I'm actually going to be making the actual meal at my son's house because it's one of his favorites. And I've mastered a better way for him to make it than what he already liked. So he's going to love it. So he's going to be my tester next week. I appreciate you all. Take care. Have fun. See you again next week. Bye-bye.